Okay, folks, excuse me, welcome back. Um, I'm back for more, and I'm sure you are too. It's been a while. I did some Nintendo game videos, and not too many people were interested. I don't know why. Those are pretty good games. But now I'm going back to programming here. And what I'm going to do for you today is some code that a viewer sent in, and he says that it's a scrolling feature, something, and we're going to take a look at it and see what it does, if anything. I don't know. So let's start here, and we have poke 65 495. 0. I believe this is a speed increaser. I think that's what it is. If it's not, I don't know what it is. We are going to pclear 8, which frees up all the pages. Now, he's using P mode 1. That's what I use, so that's good. I can tell that pclear 8 is going to give us 4 full screens, each cut in half. You can cut them in half, is what I meant to say. So he has dimension S and dimension T. Dimension S, he has 4, 8, I think. I have to go back and forth between a notepad and this screen. They won't both stay on the screen at the same time. I don't know why. So he has dimension S equaling 4, 8, and dimension T equaling 4, 8. Now that's not a lot. That's small space. So I'm not sure what we're going to fit in there. But that's a small dimension. So the next line, we're going to set to P mode, and we're going to clear the screen. And he wants to use, I'm not sure which color set he's using. Good, he's using my favorite color set, which is the color set 1 that gives you white, cayenne, magenta, and orange. Much better than 0. Alright, so we're going to PCLS it. 0, I'm not sure what that's going to do. We only have 1, 2, 3, and 4 available for colors, so I'm not sure what PCLS 0 means. He might just mean PCLS, which would be a default background. So let's check this right now to see. I'll put in a screen command. I can't even talk right now. Screen. It's been a while. I don't know how to use this anymore, so I'm really getting, I don't know what's going on. Screen 1 is graphics screen. Oh no, excuse me, this is page 1. So we have page 1, not color set 1. What color set are they using here? I don't know. Screen. I guess he wants to use the color set with monochrome, which I don't really like, but we're going to use that set anyways. It's not my program, so I'm not going to alter it. I just want to see what we have so far with the PCLS 0. So that is actually coming up as red, which is strange. The default is green. I don't know what the purpose of the 0 is. If I take that away, it's going to be a default of green. So if I edit 1, I can PCLS it 4 and have the same effect. So we're going to do that. I'm going to correct that part just because I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. So that's what we have so far. We poked something into memory, we cleared a lot of space, we have 2 dimensions, and we took up about 10K already. No, actually less than that. We start off with 23, about 23K, a little less. Not 23,000. Yeah, 23,000 bytes. And we have 16,138 left at this point. So we already killed 6.8K just by P clearing and these small dimensions. This little bit of code. I don't know if poke takes up memory. You guys will have to inform me on that. Let's go on to the next line. This is going to take a while. It's pretty dense code. So for S equals 1 to 50. Alright. And then I don't know what this is meaning, 1 to 50, where that plugs in. I don't know. I don't know where he uses S on here. He uses it after get and put. Instead of getting comma G, he's getting comma S. So I'm not familiar with this territory. I've heard about it from Curtis, but I've never used fast get put. If that's what this is, I don't know what it is. But the dimension, actually he has a dimension S. So the dimension is S. But then he has for S equaling 1 to 50, but I don't know where that plugs in. I don't see a next. There is a next, but it's farther down, and it doesn't say next S, it just says next. I don't know if that's a shortcut. And he also placed a comma here instead of a semicolon. I don't know if that's another shortcut, but I've never tried it. So before we get to the next, we have we're P setting. It looks like we're P setting. This is pretty confusing. We're P setting a point, okay, somewhere on the screen, and the color is random 4 minus 1. So it can never be 4 because the background is 4. Or if it was 4, it would change to, if it was 1, it would change to 0. Yeah, I don't know what this is meaning. Random 4 minus 1. So if we picked 1, we'd be at 0. If we picked 2, we'd be at 1. 3, we'd be at 2. 4, we'd be at 3. But if we do random 0, we get PCLS 0, which is the same as PCLS 4. So I don't know what's going on here, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Let's set, we're going to P set, this is P set, and he has random 255, comma, now that 255 is from left to right, comma, random 191, which is up and down, and then he has random 4 minus 1 for a color, and I don't see how that functions in a specific way where we would want to do that. I don't know. I didn't write this. I haven't tried it yet, but let's see what this does. We get nothing. Alright, let's try again. Now we have a point, but it's anywhere on the screen. It's either visible or invisible. And this computer picks, now we have a blue pixel. Okay, we have a yellow one down here. Now, one thing to say about this computer is that it picks random numbers frequently. I don't know. It doesn't. Its random number function doesn't work very well when you're doing like small sets. Even if you reboot the computer, it tends to pick the same number, start with the same number, which is an issue that I've read about and I don't understand it. I've encountered it when I was making my poker game, TRS-80 poker, and it was a problem for small numbers. Actually, it was when I was making a dice game, and each die has, up to 6, and it would constantly pick 5. Even if I rebooted the computer. But let's get on here. Now he wants us to do a circle, and it's the same setup. This is going to take quite a while to type in, but it appears it's the same setup. I should have just about enough time to do this. I had a long day today. It is the weekend, but I didn't do much resting. Now, actually, I have to close this parenthesis here. Okay, so we'll have a random circle somewhere on the screen, but I have to close that parenthesis with a double parenthesis, and because the radius is going to come next, and then the color, and then he has his next. Okay, so we're going to get 50 of these dots and circles, if I'm reading this right, and we can go all the way up to an 80 radius. Now that's a pretty damn big circle. We're going to do that random 80, and then he has the same thing for the color again, random, and the number has to be in parentheses, but you can put a math symbol, in here. I've never done that, but it works. I know that it works because all these functions in Color Basic work pretty much the same. So I forgot, right here is our next S. Let's just list this for a minute here. And now this is going to get a little crazy here, but let's see what happens. And oh wow, look at that. We have circles. This is pretty neat. We have all sorts of stuff. It looks like confetti. It looks like silly string or something. Nice design. Okay, this is nice. It's really nice. I don't know if you made this up yourself or did this come from somewhere. You'll have to let me know. But that is a nice design. It looks like a paint explosion. Okay. Nice. For a Color Computer 2, I'm actually using the 1 emulator. That's pretty good, pretty neat. I'm just using a Color Computer 1 emulator, even though I used the Color Computer 2 manual. I'm just doing it on a Color Computer 1 emulator. I've never used the 2 in any of my videos. So I don't know if you knew that, but so he wants us to put the screen in now. 1 0, and I'll have to get rid of this on the bottom. And then he wants us to p-copy 1 to 5. So 1 is this top portion here to 5. And then he wants us to copy the bottom portion to 6. So we're skipping over pages 3 and 4. And usually 4 and 6, or 5 and 6 are our cut and paste pages. So we're gonna do that now. we're going to P copy 1, 2, 5, and then we're going to P copy 2 to 6, and now we'll have it on a separate invisible page that we can't see to play with it here. And he wants us to hit that screen directly now. So by P-moding 1, 5, we're going to look at 5 and 6, and we're going to get rid of 100 and 101. Apparently I can't type right now. I don't think I could ever type very well. This keyboard is like so terrible. Just a little laptop keyboard, it's horrible. That's why I can't type that good. So let's see, we're going to get the same effect, but we're going to be on a different screen. We're going to be on screen 3. And it dropped on the bottom, so we couldn't see it. So I'll put a stop in there. And it's going to do exactly the same thing, except for we're going to look at screen 3 instead of screen 1. So now, in effect, screen 1 and 3 are exactly the same, okay? So let's list this out. And let's see, getting on with this, we need to get something now. We're going to get the top corner here over 15 and down 191, and that apparently is going to fit in dimension T. So we're gonna copy this right here, and 15 is not even it's a small portion of the screen. It's like a 1/12 of the screen. So I'm not sure where he's going with this, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna get 0, 0 to 15. Oh, excuse me, I made a mistake here. We're copying the top corner, yeah, over to here, down to here. That's what it says. So I was correct. We're going to fit that in T, not Y. And I just deleted my whole freaking line. Oh, I pressed delete instead of space, so that's really helpful. And with this computer, you can't scroll up. You got to type the whole damn thing over again, which I can't stand. Really, really aggravating. In the Color Computer 3, did they fix that? Are you able to scroll up and down in your code? I sure hope so, because this is a real trouble spot for this computer. Really bad. I don't know why they did that. They have this beautiful edit feature, but then you can't take advantage of the whole thing because you can't scroll. So whatever, we're going to run this. It's going to make sure it fits in that dimension and it doesn't give us an FC error. Sure it will. I know it's a small dimension, but we're fitting, like, if I drew a line here, we're only fitting that in there, so I'm not sure what this program is really going to do. We'll see when it's finished. So it's taking that and now it's placing it over to the side. Or not yet. We're getting that small sliver, and we have a 4H equals 16 to 240 step 16. So I don't know, 240 plus 16 is 256, which you can say kind of is the entire screen. And, you know, if we start at 16, if we're 240 and we divide that by 16, we're getting 16 portions. So I guess 16 times 16 would equal the full screen. So we're going to do that, and we're going to get each clip and put it right behind. Alright, we're going to take this clip, we're going to put it back here. That's why we start at 16. H minus 16. So that would in effect be 0. And then we're going to get another clip and put it back behind it, I think. I don't know. That's what it seems like. So for H equals 16 to 240, step 16, and I don't know if there's anything after that. No, there isn't. Okay, now here we're going to get. Now the last time a user sent me a, it's been a while since a user sent me code that I analyzed for everyone to see. The last person that did this was, can't think of his name right now, the Commodore guy, Retrobits, sent me a, when I was doing base 10, base 5 to 10, or 10 to 5, or whatever it was, and I analyzed the Commodore code and converted it over to Color Basic. There wasn't really much conversion to do because it was pretty much transparent, and so that was the last time we did a viewer video like this with code. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I like this. This you guys are interacting with me instead of me always, doing everything. You guys are giving back, and I like that, but I don't want any programs longer than 20 lines. I said that before, so this is exactly 20 lines, and that's great. So we're going to do H0 to H plus 15, 191, comma, I don't know if it's S or T, S. So let me make sure I copy this right. H0 to H plus 15, 191S. So we're going to get H starts at 16. So if we're starting at 16, we're getting this sliver, the second sliver here, but we're going to put it back here because the put is the opposite of this. So we're going to take from here and paste it back here. I don't know what I know. I mean, I can't wait to see what this looks like. So H minus 16 to, and I'm going to double check it one more time to make sure I copied it right, comma 0 to H minus 1, 191S. The only thing that I am not sure of here is we're not getting comma G, and 16 is divisible, with the 4, so this must be fast get and put. The only thing is I've never had any luck with this actually working, so I use comma G. If it doesn't work, I'll stick the comma G in there, but I'm interested to see if this will work. Curtis sent me a fast get put video. I'm sorry, yeah, it was a program, but it was already typed in, and all I had to do was run it, and it did work, and I never looked at the code, and that worked, so I'm assuming if this is done correctly, it will also work. Making sure I type this in right. I don't entirely understand it, but he has next, and he doesn't use H, but I will. I think that's some kind of shortcut. Let's see what happens here. And nothing is happening. Not sure what's going on here. Let's see. So we got this in T. We got this in S. So we do have dimension S and T. But nothing's happening. Nothing at all is happening, and that worries me. Excuse me. I'm not really sure why we're not having any action on the screen. I don't know. So let's go on with the rest of it. You know, 16 plus 15 is 31. I don't know if we can reuse the dimension, but it looks like that's what's happening here. We're reusing the dimension. I don't know if that's allowed. I'm not getting an error, but once the dimension's full, he wants to refill it, and we're putting this behind it. You know, it should do something. I'm making sure there's no go to stop. We're getting as far as the screen, and we're copying that. When we hit the screen, we're really looking at screen 1. Okay guys, we're really looking at screen 1 when we hit that screen. So then he changes to a different P mode, and we're not looking at that screen. So that's the problem. Let's try to look at that screen. Let's peek in there and see what's going on, because there should be some action. I'm all mixed up right now. It's been a while for me since I programmed on this, so it's easy to forget which goes first, the P mode or the screen. I just lost this. We're gonna P mode 1, 1, 5, and 11. We're gonna screen it up. I think that's how it goes. We should see something now happening in nothing. We have this over here, this line over here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I saw it shift. It shifted, but it shifted. If if you look carefully, it shifts. So it's shifting the entire screen to the left, but it only shifted once. So it must be getting the entire screen and then shifting it. So, like I said, I didn't really read. He wrote a description, which I really didn't understand. But it looks like it's working. I just don't know exactly what it's supposed to do. And since I can get rid of that line, let's see if it changes anything here. I had P mode twice. We don't need to do that. We just need the screen in there. Oh, alright, you know what? And the other thing is we need to put the screen first, because we're only getting the end of it here. And then the next H. And I think we're going to get something else going on here. Holy, wow, look at that. The whole screen just moved over. Let's see here. I'm not really sure I understand what's happening here. But it's scrolling, it's doing something, you know, I just don't know what. So we're going to have to finish the program to see, but I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments on this one. This is pretty interesting. It looks like a full screen scroll, and it's pretty fast, like he said. He's right, it is fast. That is really fast. I'm just not sure what it's doing. It's so fast that I can't see what it's actually doing here. But it's moving this back. I don't know. Let's just, I'm running out of time here, and I only have half of it written. So we're going to get rid of 9. I'm going to change 9 to next H. Going to get rid of 10, 11, list it. Get rid of 100, list it. There's a lot more. So I got to hurry this up. I'm going past my time here. So put 240. 240, so that would be the little bit that's left there, to 255.91T. So that must be the little sliver that was missing at the end. I never, you know, I thought of writing programs similar to this, but this is from someone else's perspective, so it's you know, it's not something that I would have done. Let me put it a different way. It's something that I was thinking about doing, but wasn't exactly sure how to do. So in my scrolling video, which I was doing, I was going to use tiles, and I was going to use not the entire screen, but just a portion of the screen, and I could fit 3 of those tiles. So I was going to do a tile shift. I just didn't finish it. This is a full screen shift, and I've wondered how to do this in the past. I just never came up with I've never really tried to deploy it. So 240, 255, 191. We're almost actually done here. these lines are less dense than the other lines. We're gonna cut into a screen again. We already cut into the screen the first time, okay, further up in the program, and that showed us page 1 or screen 1, but then we got into screen 3, which is 1.5, but we never saw it. So here is where he starts allowing us to see that screen. I jumped ahead to see what was, why it wasn't, because it wasn't functioning, and I had to look into the program to make sure we were getting action, and we were. So he wants us to p-copy 5 back to 1 and 6 back to 2. P-copy 5 back to 1 and p-copy 6 back to 2. So we're shifting whatever changes back to our original screen, and he said he was using double buffering, but in order to see it, we have to insert a line here, which I skipped. So we're p-copying 5 to 1, so that's the upper portion, and the bottom portion back over to the upper and lower portions of screen 1 from screen 3, and we're going to p-mode 1.1, or we could just do p-mode 1, which is what I would do to show the entire full screen. You don't need the 1 in there. So let's run this. It might be too early to do this. Let's see if anything happens here. Yeah, it just dropped out of the bottom because the rest of the code needs to be put in. So we're getting, again, we're going to get from 1 now. We're going to do the same routine, and we're going to put that, I don't know what this is going to do. I just want to get this finished because I'm short on time. This is running pretty long here. If I didn't talk through it, if I had done this on the side and then just uploaded the video, it would have took a lot shorter. But I like to interact with you guys, so I'm talking you through the whole thing. So we're going to get 0, 0, and same thing he did before. We're getting 0, 0, 15, 191, that same little piece. We're putting it into T. And this is neat because I didn't know you could reuse dimensions. I know you can't double dimension. Can't use the same dimension twice. Like you can't dimension it again. The same, like once I set dimension B, I can't set another dimension B. But I guess you can reuse the contents or the space inside of it, which is something I didn't know. So we have 4H equals 16 to 240, step 16, and that's it for that line. There's only 20 lines. There's 19 including 0, which is 20. And I like the way you put the 0 on top because I do that all the time. I forget to put a line in. You have to stick it in on top. Maybe this was intentional, I don't know. Some people use 0 as a line, but I always reserve it as an extra line and start on 1. In case I forget something, I stick it on the top. So we're going to go through the same get and put that we did here. H0 with the same dimensions. So instead of looking at that screen, I'm going to look at this screen, and we're going to get H0 to, if I don't lose my voice from talking first, Now we're on 15. We're going to get H16 minus 16, 0 to H1, 1. You know what? When you use this computer and you're typing in the code, you can feel how primitive this computer actually is. It's almost like a toy, versus like GW Basic or Commodore Basic. It feels really primitive. But I like using it. You know, it's a fun language. If you don't know Color Basic, it's worth taking a few weeks anyways to get to know the basics of Color Basic. If you don't already know it, um, it'll be another tool in your toolbox, even if you don't get through the whole manual. Like certain people were talking about, they're tired of just one form of basic, and I get tired of it too sometimes, but I stick with it because at this point, for me to learn another basic would be, I would need the original hardware. Um, you know, I wouldn't want to do it through an emulator. I mean, I guess it is possible, but I don't even know where to get manuals for these retro computers and stuff, maybe on eBay or Amazon or something. I don't know. I've never bought anything from eBay. Um, but we have 3 lines left here. Actually, I've never been on eBay, to tell you the truth. I don't know if you guys go on there, but I don't. I've never had the need to. But that would be the place to pick up vintage equipment, without a doubt. It's sort of like the Amazon of, it's sort of like a tag sale version of Amazon, because anything you would find at a tag sale is pretty much on eBay, and that's what is, like a giant tag sale is what I think of it as. You know, and I don't go to tag sales. I never really did. I knew people back in the day that went to tag sales. We never really did. There's not many tag sales anymore. Where I live, they used to be, you know, every weekend, decked out with tag sales, and I don't see any tag sales anymore. I don't know. I think the internet killed that, you know, definitely, and everything that people do with deliveries these days and shipping and everything like that, shipping and receiving, shipping and receiving these days. So I think the tag sale has gone the way of the, I don't know, the dinosaur maybe, because I haven't seen personally a tag sale, and I just realizing this now, and I don't know how long, and they used to be all over the place. They just died out, I guess. So we're gonna screen 1, 0, and then we're gonna p copy 1 to 5, and I can't wait to see what this does. We're gonna p copy 2 to 6. So we're just doing this over again here. And then we're gonna P mode 1, 5. And this, you have to P mode, you have to specify a 5 here to get that full third screen, but you don't here. I don't anyway. So I made a few small modifications to this program, nothing that changes the integrity of it. It's just the way I do things. We're going to go to 5, and I also put spaces between everything. There are people who write code, and it's all bunched together with no spaces between anything, and it's hard on the eyes. But we're going to run this and see what the heck this thing is all about. So let's take a good look at this here, guys. Let's see. Huh. Wow, that's nice. It's hard to follow because of the design that is used here. I think a more specific picture would be better for this and not just a sporadic design, because it's really hard to follow. But yeah, we're doing a full screen scroll here, guys. Amazing, isn't it? This is absolutely amazing. Yeah, this is really nice. Thank you for this program. This is probably the best program I've received from a viewer ever. Did you make this up yourself, or is this something you found in a manual? That's the big question I have here for you. Either way, this is a like shining example um, of full screen scrolling for the Color Computer 1 or 2. Really a good pick here. It's slow. We have the speed poke and we have fast get and put, but it's still dirt slow. So I would do a half screen scroll versus a full screen, and that would speed it up twice as much. So you know what? The problem here now is I typed all of this in, and I don't think I can save it, because as I said in the past, speed pokes don't agree with my emulator, and it corrupts the saving and loading feature. But I'm definitely going to try to save this. Once you use the speed poke and it's in registry, it doesn't allow you to save and load, and you have to abandon the program. And I'm just going to put full screen scroll version 1 and try to save it. But I don't know if it's going to do much good. It says it saved it. I'm going to try to list it. But what I would have done was left the speed poke out, which I forgot, and remmed it out, and then saved it, and then run the program. But it's too late for that now. I don't know how to unregister it, and I'm definitely not going to type this back in. Not now. Definitely not typing this back in. So if I soft reset this computer and I have memory here, Jesus, I don't get the full memory back. If I hard reset, I still have the list, but it doesn't take the poke out of memory. I don't know how to take it out of the registry, if I'm even saying this right. So now it appears to be working. So I'm going to try to load that program. If it loads, I'll be surprised. See, it won't load, guys. There's a corruption, and it won't load. And I can't, I lost all of that code. So it's unfortunate. But this emulator doesn't allow you to utilize that feature. So I just lost all of that code, but at least we have a record of it on video. I had fun typing this in. Thing that makes me upset is now I can't reload it because of that speed poke. So I'm just going to end this video here, and you guys take care. I want to hear lots of comments about this. I'm sure we're going to have a debate or two over this, and I look forward to those comments, and keep the views coming, And I recommend watching the Nintendo video game uploads that I'm doing. You guys probably never played an NES. Maybe you did, maybe you did not. But I would recommend watching those videos. Those games are really great games. They were out at the same time as the Color Computer 2 and 3. More so the 3, because the NES debuted in 1986 or 87 in America, and I had mine in 1988, I think. So that was right around when the Color Computer 3 started coming out, or just before. So the technology was great on that, and I abandoned my Color Computer 2 for the Nintendo for obvious reasons. I was a kid. I was more interested in playing games than typing programs in. You guys apparently are more computer oriented around the TRS-80, and that's fine. But I have other venues that I may or may not get into on this channel, and that's your choice if you want to watch the videos or not. That's fine. You don't have to watch them, but I would recommend checking out my NES uploads and maybe other uploads from other computers. I'm not just gonna keep doing color computer stuff because it gets boring after a while. But that is the main focus of this channel. So I'm obviously going to keep posting TRS-80 stuff, but I will be doing other things as well, just not as much of those other things. I'll be doing more TRS-80 stuff, obviously because that's what this channel is dubbed for. So that's what this channel was created for. It was for the TRS-80. So it mainly revolves around that, but it will revolve around other things in the future because it's becoming a little redundant to just do TRS-80 stuff. So I'm going to end it. We're almost at an hour now. This is my longest video. I don't know if anyone's going to watch this entire thing, but hopefully you guys do get some, you know, some, something out of it. Okay, so take care, and I'll see you next time. And thank you again for this code. Bye.